There's a reason shotgun houses have a reputation problem that no amount of charming front porches and colorful facades has ever fully fixed. To get to your bedroom, you have to walk through someone else's. To reach the kitchen, you might walk through the living room, then a bedroom, then another bedroom. There are no hallways. None. It's a house with zero interior privacy, by design. For over 150 years, the standard fix has been to carve a hallway into the plan. And that fix comes at a real cost. Because on a house that's rarely wider than 12 feet, a hallway doesn't just add a corridor. It can cut an entire room in half. But there's a second solution. One architects have been quietly using for decades, that solves the privacy problem, and a second, less talked about problem, at the exact same time, without eating nearly as much space. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how it works, what it costs, and why it might be the smartest fix ever applied to America's most misunderstood house style. Welcome to Affordable Tiny Living Dens. If you like seeing genuinely clever fixes to century-old design problems, subscribe now. We cover a different alternative home style every single week, always with the honest trade-offs included. Let's get into it. Let's define the problem precisely, because it's bigger and more specific than just, it's narrow. A shotgun house is a rectangular home, typically no wider than 12 feet, with rooms arranged in a straight line, from front door to back door, and no hallway connecting them. The name comes from the old idea that you could fire a shotgun through the front door, and the blast would exit cleanly out the back, without hitting a single wall. It became the most popular house style across the American South, from the end of the Civil War through the 1920s, and it's currently enjoying a genuine renaissance in cities like New Orleans and Louisville. But sociologists and architects who study the style are blunt about its central flaw. Shotgun houses offer essentially zero interior privacy. Everyone has to walk through everyone else's room to get anywhere in the house. There's no version of a shotgun floor plan where you can reach the back bedroom without passing through the front bedroom first. That's not a design flaw introduced by cheap construction. It's baked into the geometry of a house, too narrow to fit a hallway, without gutting an entire room's worth of space. And there's a second problem that gets less attention, but is just as real. The middle rooms of a shotgun house typically have no exterior-facing walls at all, which means no windows, no natural light, and no direct ventilation. Just a dark, enclosed room, sandwiched between two others. Historically, the fix for the privacy issue has been exactly what you'd expect. Cut a hallway into the plan during renovation. It works. But on a house this narrow, a hallway isn't a small sacrifice. It can genuinely have the usable width of every room it passes, in a home that had almost no width to spare in the first place. So here's the alternative, and it comes from a completely different but closely related piece of American vernacular architecture: the dogtrot. A dogtrot house, historically built as two log cabins, connected by a large open-air breezeway under one shared roof, used that central open passage specifically to cool occupants in the hot southern climate, with one side of the house, typically used for cooking, and the other for private living space. Architects have spent decades adapting that same idea: an open, roofed passage, or a small central courtyard, inserted directly into the middle of a floor plan, into modern shotgun designs. Here's why it solves both problems at once, in a way a simple hallway never could. Instead of carving a narrow, fully enclosed corridor into the plan, the courtyard opens the center of the house to the sky. That does two things simultaneously. It creates a natural, physical break in the room-to-room sequence. So instead of walking directly through someone's bedroom, you step outside into a private, open-air space, and back inside on the other side. And it solves the dark middle room problem in the exact same move, because that open center now becomes the single biggest light and ventilation source in the entire house, positioned exactly where the original design had its darkest, most enclosed rooms. Modern architects working on narrow lot and shotgun-inspired homes today are doing precisely this. A lakeside shotgun-style cottage, completed in Minnesota, deliberately used a glass entry breezeway to frame a view and break the traditional room-to-room sequence. And dog-trot-style courtyard breaks are showing up repeatedly in contemporary narrow home design, specifically because they pull outside air and light directly into the center of a floor plan that would otherwise have none. It's a genuinely elegant fix, because unlike a hallway, the courtyard isn't purely a circulation space you walk through and forget. It becomes a real, usable room in its own right, a small, private outdoor living space that the original 1870s shotgun plan never had room for at all. From the street, a courtyard-modified shotgun home keeps the narrow, elongated silhouette that defines the style. Same 12 to 20-foot width, same long, single-story footprint, often the same modest covered front porch that's been a shotgun signature since the style's earliest days. The difference shows up in the roofline. Rather than one continuous ridge running the full length of the house, a courtyard break typically shows up as a visible gap or a lower connecting roof section partway back, a subtle exterior signal that something has changed in the middle of the plan, similar to the way a dog-trot's shared roof visibly dips or breaks over its central breezeway. Many modern versions enclose this courtyard break in glass rather than leaving it fully open to the elements, particularly in climates with real winters. A glazed breezeway or courtyard connector keeps the light and the visual break in the room sequence, while staying weather-tight year-round. In warmer, more temperate climates, builders more often keep the courtyard genuinely open air, closer to the original dog-trot's fully exposed breezeway, since the passive cooling benefit of open airflow through the center of the house matters more where summers run hot. Exterior materials generally stay consistent with the shotgun tradition itself. Board and batten or lap siding, a simple gable or shed roof, ornate trim details on the street-facing facade, with the courtyard break reading as a deliberate architectural pause rather than a departure from the style's overall character. Step inside, and the sequence starts exactly as it always has in a shotgun home. Front door, then a living or entry room, then forward into the next room in line. But instead of continuing directly into a bedroom, you reach the courtyard break. In a fully open-air version, this means stepping outside briefly into a small private garden or seating area before entering the next enclosed room. A genuine architectural and psychological pause point, not just a walkthrough. In a glazed version, the transition stays indoors, but the courtyard still reads as a distinct space, often finished with different flooring, like stone or tile, instead of the wood flooring used in the surrounding rooms, and typically the brightest room in the entire house, since it's the only space with windows or open sky on more than one side. This is also where builders frequently place the kitchen or a shared dining nook, taking advantage of the extra light and ventilation for the room that benefits from it most, while pushing bedrooms to the front and rear sections of the home on either side of this central break, meaning a guest in the bedroom nearest the front door genuinely never has to pass through the primary bedroom to reach the bathroom or kitchen, solving the exact privacy failure that defines the traditional shotgun layout. Ceiling height often increases specifically at the courtyard, sometimes vaulted or left open to the roof structure above, reinforcing the sense that this is the architectural heart of the home, rather than simply a gap between rooms. And because this space genuinely functions as a room rather than a hallway, it recovers much of the square footage a traditional hallway retrofit would have simply eliminated. The courtyard does double duty as circulation space and as a small, private outdoor or semi-outdoor living area. Now the numbers. Because a courtyard modification is a genuine addition to the base shotgun plan, and I want to be direct about what that costs. For context, a straightforward, unmodified shotgun home build in 2026 runs in line with typical small home construction costs nationally. roughly $150 to $300 per square foot, depending on region and finish level, with historic restoration projects running higher due to the cost of matching original materials and methods. Budget tier. A simple, unglazed open-air courtyard break, essentially a covered or partially covered outdoor gap between two enclosed sections, similar to a basic dogtrot breezeway, adds relatively modest cost to a build, primarily in additional framing and roof structure at the breakpoint, plus simple exterior-grade flooring for the open section. This is the most historically authentic version of the fix and the least expensive to execute. Mid-range tier. A glazed breezeway connector, full glass walls, or large sliding doors, enclosing the courtyard space so it stays usable and weather-tight year-round, adds meaningfully more, since glazing costs considerably more per square foot than standard exterior wall construction. This is a genuine premium over the open-air version, but it delivers a fully conditioned, four-season usable space rather than an outdoor gap that's only comfortable part of the year. High-spec tier. A true courtyard room, larger than a simple breezeway, finished with premium stone or tile flooring, integrated landscaping or a small water feature, and a vaulted or open-to-structure ceiling, represents the most expensive version of this fix, but also delivers the most genuine additional living space, effectively adding a real room to the home rather than just solving the privacy problem. The honest bottom line, unlike some of the free design fixes we've covered on this channel, this one isn't cost-neutral. A courtyard break is a genuine addition to a shotgun home's footprint and structure, and it will cost more than simply building the traditional unbroken plan. But compared to gutting and rebuilding an existing room into a hallway, which sacrifices square footage without adding any back, the courtyard approach is the rare fix that costs money and gives you usable space in return, rather than costing money to take space away. Quickly, what doesn't make it into the Architecture magazine spread? 1. An open-air courtyard is climate-dependent. In genuinely cold or wet climates, stepping outside to move between rooms multiple times a day is a real inconvenience, not a charming architectural detail, which is exactly why colder climate versions of this fix lean toward glazed breezeways instead of true, open-air dogtrot-style breaks. 2. It adds real construction cost and complexity. This is not a zero-cost reorganization like some layout tricks. It requires additional framing, roofing, and either landscaping or glazing at the breakpoint, on top of the base cost of the home. 3. It doesn't fully replicate hallway-level privacy. A courtyard break solves the walking through someone's bedroom problem between the two halves of the house it separates, but within each half, the traditional shotgun's room-to-room sequence, and its lack of privacy, is often still present, unless multiple courtyard breaks are used throughout the plan. None of this makes the courtyard fix the wrong choice. It means, like every genuine architectural solution, it trades one set of costs for a different, and often more livable, set of benefits. If you love the historic charm and efficiency of a true shotgun layout, but privacy is a genuine deal-breaker for you, and you're building in a climate where an open or lightly glazed courtyard makes sense for at least part of the year, this fix solves the single biggest criticism of the style without requiring you to abandon it. If you're restoring a historic shotgun on a strict budget, a more modest hallway retrofit, accepting the space trade-off, may still be the more affordable path. So tell me in the comments, would you take the courtyard trade, a bit more cost, a genuinely private break in the floor plan, and a bonus outdoor room? Or would you rather keep the traditional room-to-room shotgun layout exactly as history built it? Let me know below. I'll see you in the next one.